What's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games. Today I'm going to be testing SHADDOLLs against a pretty decent board. Last time I tested them against Endymion, Jackal King, and Appaloosa and Vortex, 6 negates. They broke the board like twice, but they did lose a lot. But to be honest, who's really breaking through 6 negates like it's nothing, you know? I think SHADDOLLs of many decks, of a lot of decks, are one of those decks that actually do have the potential of breaking through boards like that without needing hand traps. Just playing the deck by itself, just fusion summoning, it does a lot. It really does. The mechanic, chain blocking, and the sheer amount of advantage you get in the recursions and follow-ups, and SHADDOLL fusion being so accessible and so strong against a lot of meta decks is just really, really powerful. So I think if I can navigate through this board correctly, build enough resources to that, if I can break the board and can't OTK, I have a way to access multiple windows. That's like the ideal setup. So we have Appaloosa for 3 counters, Boreload Savage, and Arclight. These are all proxies, but this is Appaloosa for 3, Arclight, and Boreload Savage. So we're gonna go ahead and, you know, I guess I gotta like power shuffle so that people don't think I'm stacking. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. And just hope that we just draw like SHADDOLL Fusion plus L and like a way to search Poly and some dolls. That's probably the best hand. When you're just staring at just negates, just flat out negates, it's one of the best hands just to draw straight up fusion spells and SHADDOLLs. One of them being a light attribute makes things like a lot easier. But just even summoning Opcolone does a lot because he baits negates, you can chain block with Opcolone and then just search SHADDOLL Fusion by linking him off. And you still get SHADDOLL Fusion. So sometimes you might not have access to a light attribute, but when you have access to Opcolone, he's just as good going second because he baits negates with chain blocking, so he can be chain link 1, which means you permanently negate a monster like Savage or Appaloosa, and then you search for SHADDOLL Fusion off Gravity Controller linking. So like this deck is really capable. You just got to know what you're doing, and as long as I've been playing this deck, like I know that it can do it. So we're drawing Extra Foolish, Hound, Aerial, Beast, Black Sheep, and Beast. I'm going to tell you right now, this hand can't do it. I have a way to access a fusion spell, 2 different ways. Both of these die to Appaloosa negates. I can attack over the Arclight, but I'm still staring at a Savage and an Appaloosa. I can't do it with that hand, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and try again. I'm going to shuffle. Now let's draw. We're drawing Chain, Windy, an Extra, okay. Recycling Plant, a Falco. Come on with the Trick Clown. Brick Clown, right? Let me see how far I can get. I see like if this Appaloosa was just a regular like monster negate like Jackal King or, you know, what's his name? Gearfried, I could definitely do it, but Appaloosa is multiple negates. So we're gonna take the first neg 1, we're just gonna waste our battle phase, we're gonna throw it by getting rid of Arclight. So that's like a huge neg 1. Then we're going to activate Plant, and we're going to go ahead and actually discard Chain for cost. And that's going to be met with Savage because you can negate both effects and activation. Separate Chain, literally separate Chain, Appaloosa. And if I Extra Foolish dump Opcolone, Appaloosa cleans it up, and I can't do it with that hand either. Super unfortunate. It's like it's pretty nitty gritty when you play through those negates. You can see the writing on the wall pretty fast. Sometimes you shouldn't even waste time. If you see no route, like there is no sequencing where you could just burn through the Oppo and the Savage and still play, just scoop it up. So now we're drawing Chain, Extra. Dang, it's like the same cards as last time. Hedgehog, SHADDOLL Fusion. That's a good card. Res, come on 6 card. Come on, come through for me. Yes, it came through. It's a second L. That was really, really, really fortunate. The hand's still weird because I don't have like a light attribute, so this is still going to be... There's going to be some finessing involved. I'm going to have to finagle a little bit, but I feel pretty confident in just the sense that I can actually play Yu-Gi-Oh!, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to normal summon Chain, throw my battle phase again by killing Arclight, and I'm going to activate SHADDOLL Fusion from hand in battle phase, which is going to prompt Savage. Even though they don't know that I can't summon anything but Winda, it will prompt a negate against your opponent because they don't know what's in your hand, and that's the facts. So you guys can't say, oh, you don't negate L because you only have Hedgehog, because you have to be realistic. Your opponent doesn't know the other 4 cards in your hand. So I'm activating L for it to get negated by the Boreload Savage. And still in battle phase, to be honest. Still in battle phase. I'm going to activate L again. Fusing with Chain and Hedgehog. And I'm going to go into Winda. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Chain Link 1 Hedgehog, Chain Link 2 Chain. I do have a fusion outlet already. Yeah, since I already have a fusion outlet, I'd probably just prioritize Chain. So Chain Link 1 Chain, Chain Link 2 Hedgehog, or Chain Link 1 Hedgehog, Chain Link 2 Chain. Yeah, Chain Link 2 Chain, so Appaloosa negates the Chain. If Appaloosa doesn't negate anything, if we just leave him there, and he doesn't negate anything, I can fusion summon. So if he doesn't negate anything, I'm going to search a light attribute off Hedgehog. So literally, this is what happens if Appaloosa doesn't stop anything. I search for this, and I search for this. Do you know what this means if Appaloosa doesn't negate anything? For anybody that's going to spam comments saying no, Appaloosa. Because I know how these videos be. People will argue what's correct, and it's like, you know, for me, just, I'm doing my thing. So I get both these cards. If Appaloosa negates nothing, I get Construct. So Appaloosa has to negate one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and prioritize Hedgehog over the Chain, because getting like access to another Wind is not going to do too much. So what's going to happen here is I'm just going to grab the Kaios. Actually, no, I don't grab the Kaios. I'm just going to grab the Squamata. Chain does get negated though. So yeah, you do lose your Appaloosa, but to be honest, letting your opponent get access to Construct is a little bit worse, because the chain blocking, Appaloosa can't stop chain blocking. So then we just smack Appa with Winda. And now, main phase 2, what we're going to do, is first things first. Let's go ahead and extra foolish. I know I can't set, but you know what? This card's actually really, really insane going second. Because you can bait 3-4 negates and follow up with extra, and if they don't have the answer, you can still get it off that one SHADDOLL fusion. So we're going to dump Op Cologne, trigger its effect. We're going to search for SHADDOLL fusion, and we're going to go ahead and discard Incarnation. Now it's engraved. It's going to make things a lot easier. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and... did I normal summon? Yes, I did. So the combo is going to be a bit convoluted in the sense that I have to get rid of this Winda because it affects me too. So I'm going to have to go Gravity Controller, trigger Winda, and what I'll do is I'll grab L. Yeah, I can't set anyways, but I'm going to grab L. And then I'm going to activate SHADDOLL Fusion. And what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and send Trick Clown. Since I really don't have another way to extend it to more fusions, I'm just going to send Trick Clown and Windy. Summon Construct. I'm going to summon her in D. Might as well just summon her in D. And that's going to trigger Trick Clown and Windy, so I can just chain block if I want. And Construct's getting triggered. So, she's getting triggered. So what we do here, not being able to set kind of hurts. But at the same time, being able to set up is going to be really, really decent. So what I do here is I'm just going to go Critical Mass. I'm going to go Critical Mass and just build up a board and just wall up. So Trick Clown's coming out. Windy is going to go ahead and special summon out a Falco. That's what you do when you can't set, because setting is one of the best things you can do, I'm not going to lie, in SHADDOLLs. But Extra Foolish is more experimentation for going second, because normally when your hands are better, you can OTK with it. But right now, I'm in an awkward position. And the Extra Foolish, it got me there, to be honest. Even though I can't set, you have to realize, how was I going to access SHADDOLL Fusion? Because Appaloosa was stopping that. So I wasn't going to access Construct, and she lets you access SHADDOLL Fusion. So you have to really consider, like, how else was I going to get SHADDOLL Fusion? So at the cost of not setting, I've got access to the best spell in my deck. And I've at least got a way to make a play. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm resolved Windy to summon the Falco. Trick Clown. Now I'm resolving Construct. And what Construct can go ahead and do... You know what, to be honest, I'm going to use Windy to special summon Beast. That's what I'm going to do. Use your special summon Beast. And I'm going to use Construct to dump Falco. That's better, so I get a bigger board that way. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use Incarnation's Graveyard Effect. I'm going to banish it and the... Ooh, I just figured something out. Now that I think of it, there's an even better play. There's an even better play. Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm totally doing takesies, backsies. I am doing takesies, backsies. So Windy is going to summon Ariel. Windy's going to summon Ariel. Construct's still going to dump Falco. And then I'm going to use Incarnation. I'm going to banish itself. And honestly, I can bring out Window right now, but that's not going to be that great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to banish Windy, flip Ariel, and summon Windy. I have 2 flip effects, link those, so I have to be careful with my zone placement, obviously. Go into the link to Construct. Oh yeah, this is like so much more commanding now. And now I can just fuse off, so I'll use these 2. You know what I need to do, actually? I need to summon Opcolone and permanently negate that Borreload Savage so he won't be a problem for me anymore. And Opcolone is a wall, too. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this Construct to fuse and summon with the Falco. So, actually, no, I can send the Squamata. I can just use the Squamata. That'll be fine, too. And I'm going to summon the second Opcolone. Chain blocking again, dump and negate, permanent negate. And... at this point, I mean, I don't need any more names because I can't fuse on my opponent's turn. So I'm just going to give myself another follow-up in the terms of sending core to add the SHADDOLL fusion, so I have both fusion spells. And that's permanently negated, so it's like not as much of a threat. And to make matters worse, I can still go into a Link 4. If I really wanted to, I can go into like Access Code or Abomination. But I'm kind of feeling more of just the wall. Just the wall. If it's pointless to recur any more SHADDOLL spells or traps, I can't set them. So I've really walled up here. This is going to be hard to kill. This is going to be hard to kill. The Falco staying is really important now because I can actually recur. So yeah, I'm actually liking this route. I'm liking that route. Let's go ahead and reset. I had to do a lot of like thinking. And to be honest, if this was in real life Yu-Gi-Oh, I would take a lot more time before I played into anything. Like I'll just think really, really hard on like where I can get. But since I'm trying to entertain, make a video, and do this, and trying to talk to you guys at the same time, my brain's going in multiple places. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, reset, and let's see where we can get with the next hand. That was really good. That was actually really good. I like how SHADDOLLs did that. And I'm actually happier with the last result than the first one. So let's go ahead and draw. We drew Gamma. Finally Gamma. Dragon. Patchwork. Windy. Black Sheep. Come on, 6 cards. Come on, 6 card. Math Man. So, worst case scenario, Gamma is just going to be a light attribute. Because, like, I'm thinking to myself, if I go Black Sheep, right? Let's just say I go Black Sheep. For Poly, they use Appaloosa. I reveal Gamma. Arclight's going to have to negate that. The reason why Arclight has to is because Gamma's not once per turn. So, if you Savage it, I just keep it in hand, and now I can bait again and use Gamma, and that just kills their board. So, this already takes care of Arclight, but the Appaloosa stays. I'm just thinking through the sequencing. And then if I just follow up by normal summon Math Man, bait Appaloosa again, beat over it, I still lose to just the Savage negate on the Patchwork. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take a -1 again by normal summoning the Mathematician, not activating his effect, attacking over the Arclight, and main phase 2 try to combo. So what's going to happen here? Main phase 2 try to combo. Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't think I can do it in any way. I just don't have any other fusion outlets. So if I try it the Gamma way, it's like it gets rid of the bare minimum. It does get rid of the Arclight. So I'd say try it the Gamma way. Pitch the Black Sheep. She doesn't have to hit the grave, so I'm just gonna banish her. It's gonna prompt Oppo. We're gonna reveal Gamma. That's gonna prompt the Arclight because Gamma has to hit the grave. Otherwise, you can just use it again. Tribute for cost, negate, destroy. And now what I'm looking at is like really, really unfortunate. It's not the end of the world though. So what I can do here is just normal Math Man, activate his effect. That's gonna bait Appaloosa again. And the next thing that I would do It's just Patchwork. That gets negated by Savage. I got 2 cards left in hand. It's not looking good. I beat over Oppo and Pass. That's not great. Yeah, I just beat over Oppo and Pass, and I'm just sitting on a draw one. That's not going to happen. And I'm top decking into a driver. Yeah, I lose. Whoop! Loop, loop. I don't see any sequence or any navigation with that hand that's going to get me past this board. It can get me through some negates, but I have to get through all 5 of the negates and break the board and then still play Yu-Gi-Oh! After that. That's the test. We're drawing Gamma again and Plant. Oh, and the driver. Okay. Alright, fine. That's fine. Burial. We're drawing Hedgehog. Can I get a... Oh, another Plant? Okay, we're not that nice. So, Plant's my only fusion outlet that doesn't get stopped by Oppo. So, like, I activate it. This hand is kind of like... Arclight is really, really like... it's a big problem. It's a really big problem. Because if I go Plant, discard Plant for cost, that prompts Savage. Gamma gets prompted. Arclight takes care of Gamma. I'm not playing the cards out, I'm just playing it out in my head. So that gets taken care of. I'm looking at Appaloosa and I can't do anything to him. But if I just change the card that I discard into the Foolish Burial, which is still a good card, but I just changed that, where would I get then? Or if I change it to Hedgehog, I change it to Hedgehog, but I discard it will be banished. I lose my doll name. Savage negates Plant. Gamma gets baited by Arclight. This is banished. I'm looking at Appaloosa. I activate another Plant. I lose there. So what about if I discard Driver for cost? I literally can't resolve Gamma because of Arclight. So it sucks that I drew Driver. This is really a sucky situation. If I just discard Plant for Plant, the same thing happens, but now I lose really hard to Oppo. So I'm trying to think, if I just discard a different card, does it change anything? It changes a little bit, but not the situation, which is I lose. I need this Gamma to be more impactful right now, but this Driver is like, he's not letting me do anything, man. He's not happy. Cause I have double Plant, so if I just like, what if I just go Plant, discard Gamma? What if I just go Plant, discard Gamma? Then they'd really be scared to negate it, because they would think I have another Gamma. They still negate it. They still negate it. And then what happens is I activate another Plant that gets sniped by Arclight. And I can't break the board. I can't. What would have happened if I drew something that wasn't Driver? Oh! Okay, SHADDOLL Fusion. The 7th card. Alright. So yeah, we was going to break the hand with the SHADDOLL Fusion. If the SHADDOLL Fusion was instead of Driver, definitely. Because you like, once you bait Arclight and Savage, Appaloosa is kind of irrelevant compared to SHADDOLL Fusion. Because the chain blocking is so, like, crazy. So let's see what we're going to get with the next one. We're drawing Beast, Incarnation, Patchwork, Trick Clown, Gamma, and L. Ooh! I'm taking a neg one. I'm just throwing my battle phase right now. Let me see the timer. Okay, we're like 60 minutes. I'm throwing my battle phase right now. By Arclight. Okay, and oh, you know what? That's not correct. Maybe I should change my sequencing. Like, do I need Gamma to resolve? I mean, I get more baits. So if I activate Patchwork, reveal Gamma, that baits both Savage and Arclight, hands down, without a doubt. And then I don't lose my battle phase. Heck yeah, that's way more appealing, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. 3 Patchwork, because honestly, you just have to. If you let the Poly get added to hand, you're gonna have to negate Poly. But the thing is, now I have Poly and Edge of Chain, so I went +1, you go neg on your negate, so you just negate Patchwork. That's why Patchwork gets negated. People always negate it against me. So I reveal Gamma, that prompts Arclight. Reason being, because if Appaloosa negates, Gamma stays in hand. That's a huge problem, because I can use it again, because it's not once per turn. So this is why Arclight has to negate Gamma, so it goes to the grave. So like, these both get negated, and now I'm like in the driver's seat. Because Arclight tributes itself for cost, Gamma's done, Savage is done. and now I'm in the driver's seat. So I just fuse those two off, and I go straight into construct. And I'm chain blocking all the way. So right now, like, Tricklon's not, like, it's not, like, the best, but, like, the draw kind of matters, and so is Tricklon. So, like, Opelousas is still kind of tricky, but I haven't used my battle phase, so I can just kill that Opelousa for sure. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and make Tricklon the Chainlink 2, this Chainlink 1, and Beast Chainlink 3, so that way the draw is not going to be as important as getting the cross sheet, that's for sure. So this is going to come out, then I'm going to drop SHADDOLL Fusion off Construct. I'm going to send SHADDOLL Fusion. And what I'll do next is I'll go straight into battle phase. I'll hit that Oppo, kill the Oppo. You know, it's mandatory, so Oppo's going to, like, attempt to negate again, but it dies by battle, you know. So that's going to go bye-bye. And I'm just looking at a Borlo Savage that's already used its effect this turn. Link these two in the cross sheep. Calm down, Kingston. Cross sheep, Construct's going to add SHADDOLL Fusion. Yeah, they should be scooping at this point, but I'm just going to keep playing. Now we're going to send Windy. And like just another light. Just like I can send Kaios. I don't want to send anything from the Gamma package. I don't. I'm just going to keep those in there. So I'm going to send Kaios. And I'm going to bust out Construct. And get a huge push forward. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3. Chainlink 3 is going to bring back the Kaios, so I can have multiple flip effects. And then I'm just going to bust out the aerial. I'm going to send the Incarnation. And I already have a Construct engraved, so I can do this now. I can go Incarnation, Banish Construct. And, you know, aerial, summon the Construct. So now I'm resolving Construct again. This is like really... Now this... I wish I was drawing this hand the whole time. Because like this is what I know my deck can do. I just wasn't drawing a lot of fusion spells. This is really, really good. This probably... Let me see the timer. 22. Maybe the next one's going to be the last one. So what I'll do here is I'll use Construct. And I'm going to go ahead, since I've seen those and I have Incarnation in rotation, just to keep fusing off, I have the fusion materials I need. So what I'll do here is I'll actually go ahead and dump the Schism. My next step is going to be Recursion and Opcolone Perm Negate on the... No, I don't have to burn Opcolone, to be honest. I can just pop it with Abomination. Yeah. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to link these two off. You know what? I should get a different name. I'm going to get a different name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the Hedgehog. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm going to send the Hedgehog, and I'm going to use Hedgehog's effect to grab Squamata, and that's going to do the same exact thing, but better. I'm still going to dump the Schism, but I get to fusion a little bit more, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to link those two off into the Construct Link 2, then I'm going to fuse with her, and the Squamata. And to be honest, I can go into Construct, but you know what? I am just going to summon the Opcolone to get it in rotation, so I can use Celine. She's going to have enough spell counters to summon Opcolone on my opponent's turn. Or I can just go straight into Abomination. So I'm just going to play it like this. Perm Negate. Squamata's going to resolve. Or I can do my final Construct, but I'm just really, really, I'm really concerned on my Construct. It's like that's my last Construct, and I don't want to burn through all of them. I want to keep like one Construct, because Construct does a lot for follow-ups. But if you really just want to go ham, summoning the last Construct is like, it's going to get you really far. But I think I'm in a commanding position already from here. So I'm just going to resolve the Squamata. So like Opcolone Perm Negate, Squamata's going to send Schism. And from here, I'm going to use the Link 2 Construct to send off one of these Constructs. I'm going to go ahead and grab L first. And wow, like this is just so good right now. SHADDOLLs are really cutting up. Like they really are. And then the next thing that I would do is I'll go ahead and take these two, go into Celine. Oh my goodness, this is a lot of advantage. Go into Celine. Yeah, I'm going to link her off immediately anyways. She's gonna get the 3 spell counters, or no, or I misplayed. Okay, I'm supposed to grab Schism and then L later. So I'm supposed to grab Schism instead of El Shaddol Fusion. So I keep 3 spells because that was the plan anyways. And then I go her effect. I'm gonna go ahead and bring back Opcalone into her zone, burning the 3 spell counters, and then I'll go ahead and actually just link off with her and the fusion construct. I don't have access code, I'm on a budget, so I'm gonna go into Unchained Abomination. Construct is gonna trigger to grab El Shaddol Fusion from graveyard to hand. And yeah, this is like really fire. I could still link climb more, but I'm gonna keep these bodies here. And I've got like all the good fusion spells. I've gotten all my best Shaddol spells and traps to interact on my opponent's turn. This is double Winda. Schism is Winda as well as L. And I have Incarnation to interact with Abomination. In phase, this gets popped. And I can just activate this on my opponent's draw phase, bring out Construct. And I feel like I wanted to pop another thing, I could wait to just send Dragon. Just to send Dragon to target L to pop it, chain L, summon Winda. Separate chain Abomination, because this was destroyed. A spell or trap, that's a card. Pop one of their cards. I'm just so far ahead. And if they out the first Winda, you summon the second one with Schism. So this is double Winda after my opponent's board gets broke. And this is huge follow-ups, and this is recurable. Like, and my whole field floats practically. Like, everything floats except for like him. But he's still a fusion material. So like, this is such a good position to be in after you play through that board. This is like probably one of the best ones. So yeah, let me see. It's like 26 minutes in. The next one's gonna have to be really quick because it cuts off after like 33 minutes. It's gonna cut off into a separate video. That means separate uploads, and I don't want that. So let's try and reset the game state one last time and try to just rush through it as quickly as I can. So I'm just gonna shuffle now. That was really good though. Shaddolls definitely they pulled out the stops on that one. So now we're just gonna draw Dragon, Hound, Shaddol Fusion, Gamma, Poly, and Patchwork. Yeah, I'm glad that the last one was really busted. Like, this is really, really broken. So like, we bait with Poly first, reveal Gamma, so Savage and Arclight are done. You have to Arclight this or it stays in hand. So they're done. And then I can just freely Patchwork. And I don't have to waste my battle phase now. Because I was taking neg one, throwing my battle phase to get rid of Arc. But this time, I don't have to. So this one's going to be a lot... It's going to be quicker because it's a lot easier. I just drew a way better hand. I drew 3 ways to fuse. That's what I was saying the best hands are. When you have multiple fusions and multiple dolls. I don't have good dolls. But I can kind of finagle with this hand because I have fusion. Which is good. If you have Squamata and you have a way to make Winda, you can just use Squamata with Winda to dump Shaddol Fusion by fusing with the Squamata, then go on a Gravity Controller with the Winda to grab this. So if you draw Squamata, your hand's always going to be gas as long as you could fuse. The next thing I'm going to do is just go into Fusion, and I still haven't went in my battle phase. So like, this is going to be really, really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and send Trick Clown so I can chain block all the way. I'm just going to chain block all the way, so Apollousa is going to be very irrelevant for this one. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3 Clown, burn the Clown, so Clown doesn't come out. And then I dump the Incarnation, and I bust out Aerial. And then it gets worse. I don't have to worry about the Apollousa anymore, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Poly, and I'm going to go ahead and fuse with Hound and my Construct, and I'm going to go into Opcalone. And I'm going to go Opcalone Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Construct, Chainlink 3 Hound to change Borlo Savage to defense. And Apollousa can only negate like that one. So he's going to lose his negates regardless, because this is targeting to permanently negate, so you might as well just negate the Hound on the way. And then Construct's going to go ahead and recurse Shaddol Fusion. And then Opcalone resolves to permanently negate that, which is like super duper like commanding, you know what I mean? Like, you're just so far ahead. I didn't normal summon. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and normal summon the chain. And I'm just going to combo off in main phase so I can try to go for... Yeah, this should be game. I'm actually going to be able to OTK. Let me see the timer. Okay, I have to rush through this one. So now I'm resolving Opcalone's effect. What I'm going to do with Opcalone is I'm going to go ahead and grab El Shaddol Fusion. And I'm going to go ahead and discard Shaddol Fusion because I've already used it this turn anyways. And then I'm going to incarnation for the construct, flip the aerial, summon the construct, cross sheep construct. I'm going to bring back a flip effect for sure. And I'm going to resolve construct now. And I'm going to use construct's effect to go ahead and grab me a Squamata. So I'm going to go ahead and dump Hedgehog and get Squamata. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and make the doll that I bring back a spellcaster to make this a lot faster so I don't have to waste too much time. Then I'm going to link the cross sheep in the spellcaster. Let me double check. Yep, I've got 4 spells. I'm going to go into the Celine. She's going to gain 4. I'm going to use Celine to reborn the Apollone. And the next thing that, I don't know why yeah, she comes out in defense regardless. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and link these two. Yeah, I'm just going to link these two off into the Abomination. Yeah, I don't think I can go for like game, but I can break the board and I can set up my own. So I'm going to link those two off. I'm going to push it like, I'm going to play it like that. Yeah, I think that's the correct. I wish I had access code. If I had access code, it'd be game because L should all fusion in hand, but I don't have access code. It kind of sucks. Battle phase, I just kill the Oppo. Effect of Unchained Abomination to pop the Savage, and then I just activate L in battle phase. And what I do is I fuse with Construct and Squamata, and I go into another Construct, and I just get double dump and recur. What I do is I recur L should all fusion, and I use Construct and Squamata. And what I go ahead and do is I dump the Incarnation, and I use the Squamata to go ahead and dump the Core, and use Core to go ahead and grab Incarnation from grave to hand. I poke for another 28, and main phase 2, I'm in a commanding position. I can just set these two. I don't have to go any further. I don't have to extend anymore. I've got it. I've got multiple ways to just like play on my opponent's turn. I have access to Winda. I have access to Incarnation. This is why double Incarnation is so important. So yeah, that was clean cut. That was one of the best ways to do it. I'm glad I could end the video on a high note. I'm going to say a quick prayer and be out. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Jesus. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth just as it is in heaven, Lord Jesus. Please give us this day our daily bread, Lord, and please forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, Father, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Thank you, Father. Amen. All right. You guys see it? You guys see it in action. Deuces.